Welcome to Metal Planet, your hub for everything heavy metal and hard rock from mainstream to underground bands. I am Max Gray. Today I'm gonna take you on a tour of this week's new releases, the albums that will come out on September 5th, 2025. Starting this week, there are now new designs in the videos with more information about the albums. Hopefully the writing is not too small for you to read it. The goal is to help you choose more easily the records you want to listen to. I hope you'll like it. Now back to the meat of the video. The first release for today is Primeval, Obsession, Detachment, the third full-length album by Tallah, an ascending band featuring Max Portnoy, the son of the Dream Theater drummer Mike Portnoy. I originally wasn't aware that Mike had a son that played music until I watched a Drumeo video featuring the two. I then looked on the internet and discovered Tallah. If I can describe the band's music, I would say that it is intense, with some old school nu metal riffs, aggressive, high-pitched screams, strange clean vocals and odd rhythms. On the previous Tallah records, Max mostly played the drums and a little bit of bass too. During the recording of Primeval it was the opposite. He mostly focused on the bass while still playing a little bit of the drum parts. He uses the cool slapping technique with his bass, which reminds me of Ryan Martini of Mudvayne and Fieldy of Korn. If you're into death metal, I've got two promising death metal albums by Finnish bands for you this week. The first is Cold Flare Eternal by Before the Dawn, a formation featuring the playing of the Wolford vocalist and guitarist Tuomas Saukonen. Instead of singing and playing the guitar like he does with Wolford, he plays the drums instead in Cold Flare Eternal. This title will give you soaring melodies, a boiling heaviness, and a Nordic atmosphere, all in the same package. The second record, Prophets of the Void, will have a dark ominous tone with strong guitar riffs and drumming. I think that the vocal performance is particularly powerful in the band's new songs. The bestial vocals left a strong impression on me. The influential thrash metal band Dark Angel from California will soon make a comeback with Extinction Level Event, its first album in 34 years. Dark Angel is known for its 1986 classic record Darkness Descends, and for featuring in its lineup the drummer Gene Hoglan, who has played with many bands during the course of his career like Death, Testament and Fear Factory. He is known for his precise technical playing, which has earned him the nickname The Atomic Clock. Unfortunately, the two singles from Extinction Level Event have received a mixed reception, with most of the criticism aimed at the vocal performance. Personally, I'll wait to listen to the whole thing before I make up my mind. Next up, we have Clair-Obscur, an album by Electric Jaguar Baby, a French duo from Paris with a DIY approach to music. In the band, there is a guitarist and a drummer, with both of them singing. Their sound has a vintage aesthetic and blends together elements of stoner, garage and psychedelic rock. When you listen to the band's tracks, you notice that the band also go for a fuzzy sound, which is perfect for the style. The riffs from Clair-Obscur are dynamic, and the material has a charming raw energy to it. With songs like Heroin and Bring Me Down, you have the impression of hearing a band play in a garage or a small town bar. Cool stuff. I have selected two black metal albums for this video, Prime by Imperialist and Wretch by Pestilential Shadows. The first one is a black metal record inspired by science fiction themes that will take you on a cosmic journey of epic proportions. The songs in Prime have been described as tighter and more intricate than the formation's previous compositions. The record was mixed and mastered by the producer Dan Swano, who gave the album a crisp sound for a black metal record. The second release, Wretch, will have a sound that is a bit more raw than the first. The material in this one has a foreboding aura, a cold atmosphere, and it evokes classic 90s black metal without sounding too derivative. Primal Fear, one of the most popular groups in the Teutonic power metal scene, will soon unleash its 15th record, Domination. This album will introduce two new musicians in the band's lineup, the drummer André Hilgers and the guitarist Tallah Belaseka. Domination will contain 13 tracks and have some variety as far as tempos go. Some songs will be fast, high-speed cuts, while others will be mid-tempo. The album's 8th track, Eden, will feature a guest appearance by the singer Melissa Bunny of the Swiss symphonic metal band Ad Infinitum. If you like the recent Halloween album Giants and Monsters that came out last week, Domination might be for you. Chosen will be the new studio album by Glenn Hughes, a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, former member of Deep Purple and current member of Black Country Communion. Chosen will feature the musician singing and playing bass. His music is generally in the hard rock vein, with some soul and funk music flavors added to the mix. In Chosen, there will be good bass lines and strong soulful singing. At 74 years old, Hughes' voice is still great. With a voice like that, it's no surprise that everybody from Joe Bonamassa to Tony Iommi wanted to work with him. A fact that not many people know is that Hughes sang on a Black Sabbath album. He appeared on the album 7th Star, originally intended to be a Tony Iommi solo album, but it was ultimately released as a Black Sabbath album after some record label interference. In this next round, we have 4 albums from various metal subgenres. The first one, A Dark Poem Part 1, The Shores of Melancholia by the Norwegian band Green Carnation, will be a collection of 6 long tracks with a mesmerizing ambience, with most of the songs having a runtime between 6 and 9 minutes. With their leather jackets and blend of classic heavy metal, the members of Ambush will give you 80s vibes with their new album Evil in All Dimensions. This one will contain a slick guitar playing and a nostalgic sound that can be for fans of Judas Priest, Accept and King Diamond. The third album, Recovery Language by Still in Love, will be a high-octane hardcore/metalcore thrill ride with introspective lyrics delving into themes like personal struggles, resilience and catharsis. Finally, the label Roadrunner Records will release a 25th anniversary edition of the debut album by Slipknot. The new edition of the record will feature a new artwork, demos and some alternate mixes in addition to the original album. Man, I like many Slipknot records, but the band's debut is really a beast of an album. I think it's one of the best nu metal releases of all time. I often revisit it. If you're into Slipknot, is this album your favorite by the band, or do you prefer another one? Tell me in the comments. On September 5th, the metalcore band Bless the Fall from Phoenix, Arizona will release its first album in 7 years, after the members went on a hiatus between 2020 and 2023. The name of the new record is Gallows, and it will be a Rise Records release. The album will contain a modern sound and feature a few collaborations with the formations Alpha Wolf, Story of the Year and Caskets, who will respectively appear in the tracks Drag Me Under, Fell So Hard, Fell So Right, and Somebody Else. What particularly grabs my attention when I listen to the new Bless the Fall material is the drumming. I like the energetic playing in tracks like Wake the Dead, and the feels with the snare and the toms. The Metal Planet album of the week, the record that I recommend the most among the titles presented today is Generation of the Void by the German ensemble Nailed to Obscurity. This release was chosen as the album of the week because I like how the band mixes in certain songs elements of death and doom metal together, creating a sound called the Death Doom. In new songs from Generation of the Void like Overcast and Liquid Morning, there is the slow tempos and the depressive mood of doom metal, along with the death growls and the double bass drumming of death metal. And this amalgamation is really well done in my opinion. In those songs, I feel that there is a good balance that is achieved between the different elements. You don't feel that the band goes from one genre to the other in the different parts of the songs. It feels like a seamless stream of music. I also like the hypnotic, melancholic vibe that emanates from the tracks. All in all, this album is a definite recommend. If you're curious about this one, I think that the first track to try is Overcast. So those are the titles for this week. Hopefully this video made you excited to listen to albums that will come out next Friday. Tell me in the comments which record or records are you most excited to listen to. If you like to stay up to date on the new heavy metal and hard rock albums that are released each week, gently tap that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heavy music related content if you haven't done already. There is a video like this one every week on this channel, so that might interest you. For a more complete list of the titles that will be released on September 5th, check the description section of the video. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Max Gray signing off. Cheers!